Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Illustrator coming to you on this Tuesday morning. I forgot what day it was. Last day of school before Rosh Hashanah. I am not Jewish, but what is it, like Happy Rosh Hashanah to you? I don't know. I don't really know what the phrase is, but you know what? It's happy for me because I ain't got no class tomorrow or the next day. It's like the ass cracker morning, so the sun isn't quite out yet, but we're gonna deal with that because there's also no traffic. So the bike is slightly different. You probably can't even really see it, but the bars are higher. You should be able to see it. Remember the first impression video where I said I was gonna raise up the handlebars? Fucking dream, dude. This shit is like, I rode the FZ09, so I feel like I'm on a slightly more aggressive FZ09. Like the FZ09 is fucking like this almost, but this is like fucking perfect. It's like a stunt bike. I replaced the shock in the back. I'm gonna get off and show you that. Yeah, got the stock shock on there. Hopefully you saw that. I don't know if this fucking Ford Fusion or whatever it is behind me is a cop. So, I mean, this is like the perfect opportunity to vlog. There's like nothing going on the roads. I mean, except, you know, here and there. But like, it's a weekday, so, you know, once it hits like 7 a.m., like, people are taking their fucking lobotomized children to school. And then all of the school buses reign supreme with their fucking stop signs that you can't go around even though you're on a bike. I didn't really have anything in particular I wanted. Oh, maybe. I had a couple topics I was throwing around in my head. I guess I got to talk about why I need some fucking gas right now. Yo, I went from like 28 to 37 with that little... I guess I could just talk about why I got the SV1000 and the other bikes I actually was considering. Immediately after my bike got fucked up, my logic was I should get a cheap bike so I could just get back on two wheels. And I just decided that I didn't really want to do that again. So like, the bikes that I really considered, what the fuck? What the bus? Get over, man, Jesus. So the bikes that WRX, STI. The bikes that I considered were SV650 immediately. SV650 and Ninja 650. Get one cheap, decent amount of power, and enough to get me back on the road, you know, and happily. I wasn't gonna like get a cheap ass Ninja 250 and go slow for the rest of my life. I just wanted to honestly just get back on the road. Mainly the old one, because the old one you could get for like stupidly cheap for both bikes. But the curvy SV650, like the one from like the late 90s to the early 2000s, before this one took over basically. So I really wanted to get one of those just to like, yeah, get back on the road. But after a while I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna actually like save up and get something nice. And you heard me in the, well, if you watched it, in the video where it was like I have splaining to do. I was like, I have my eyes set on the bike. I already know which bike I want. Like, that's the bike that I'm gonna get. There was a fucking 2013, I believe, orange FZ09 at Prospect Motorsports, if you're from Brooklyn. Prospect Power Sports, I believe it is. They had a orange FZ09 for $5,000. I was like, that bike is fucking mine. I'm like saving money, busting my ass, boom, 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 boom. And then when I finally have the money, I call up the dealership and they're like, oh no, that bike is sold. I'm like, so why the fucking ad is still on Craigslist, man? Of course, like, they keep the ad up, like, hey, call us, see what you could have had. It's like, take the ad down, you fucking morons.
Hey, I'll call in and you don't have my fucking bike. Hey, I'll come over there and beat your fucking head, steal every single bike you got.
We're gonna run out of gas, boys, and you better be ready, because you're helping me push. So I'm like, yeah, this FZ09 is fucking mine, dude. Like, I'm gonna be riding the FZ09 in like 2 months. Of course, the bike is on. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Cause like the main like reasoning wanting FZ09 is that I didn't really want an inline 4 sport bike again. I gotta get over. I didn't really want an inline 4 sport bike again. Like I wanted something a little bit more oriented for the street and with a little bit of, why are people not letting buses get over, man? Come on. School bus with a torquey engine, and FZ09 is all of that. Like, the FZ09 was like, you know what? This is ideal. And turned out I couldn't get one because honestly, I'm not gonna pay like $6 to $7 grand for that shit. They had it listed as $4,999, and I was like, Bingo. Didn't work out though, obviously. So now I'm back on Craigslist looking for a used bike. Basically in my head I'm like, you know what, beggars can't be choosers. So I'm like, fuck it, you know what, if I find a good deal, I'm just gonna go ahead and nab it. I'm basically like, my search like widened basically, so like I don't really care what, as long as it's a sports bike and not a cruiser, not a dirt bike, as long as it's like a sport bike / naked bike, you know, anything like that, then I'm good. I'm going for it. And this one particular bike caught my eye. It was a fucking it was a 07 ZX10R. It was Cali green, really nice, and like it was listed for like $2,700. That's a fucking steal. So I'm like, you know what, what's the catch? And the good thing about it was it was at a dealership too. So I hit up the ad, right? Boom boom, this many miles, blah 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 blah, and then it says, oh, but fourth gear is shot. Fourth gear doesn't work. I'm like, fourth gear, the fuck? Why does fourth gear not work? I'm like, you know what, I could deal with fourth gear. No one goes into fourth gear on fucking Brooklyn roads. You never touch fourth gear. It's third gear and down, that's it. That doesn't make any fucking sense though. Like, why is fourth gear shot of all gears? Like, if any gear should be shot, it should be second gear, because that's the gear that you shift into most while the bike is under pressure or accelerating. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like there might be some boogeymen that they are not aware of besides fourth gear. Maybe the bike has just been thrashed overall, and like fourth gear is the least of my fucking worries. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna pass on that bike. And it was hard to let it go. I was like rationalizing it in my head, like, maybe I was overreacting. But fourth gear, why the fuck is fourth gear shot? Well, maybe they like to pop wheelies in fourth gear. But fourth gear, that's like so high up. How fast were they going on the bike? Eventually, like, this fucking smart part of my head was like, fuck that bike and get elsewhere. So yeah, I couldn't get the ZX10R, and then I saw a silver and red ZX6R. Yeah, 2005, the one after my favorite one, not the 0304, the 05. So I really wanted that one, but that one was way out in fucking Jersey. I'm like, you know what, screw it, let's wait for something a little bit more local. I started looking up SV650s, Ninja 650s again. I will have like a tab with the bikes for sale, and then I will also have a tab with the bike specs open. I quickly realized that I didn't really want to downgrade in terms of horsepower just for torque. Like I wanted to increase in both of them. Like I started to get greedy. I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to sacrifice horsepower for torque. I want to increase in both of them, because the YZF had 91 horsepower to the wheel, somewhere between like 90 and 95. But in terms of torque, I don't fucking remember. It's like irrelevant. I'm like, you know what, I don't want to take a drop in horsepower, because the Ninja 650 and the SV650 both have less horsepower. So I started looking at the SV1000 and like the FZ1, no, FZ1, not the FZ10. Can't afford that shit. The fuck do I look like?
Do I look like I'm made out of money or fucking something to you? If anything, I'm made out of coins.
We're gonna take the scenic route. That's what happens when you don't look. Yeah, I started looking at SV1000s, FZ1s, like basically naked leader bikes. You know what I'm saying? So, just to get something a little bit more powerful. Fuck! Come on! Oh. SV1000 became the primary bike to search for, and it has a lot more power. Like, the shit is torquey as fuck, torqueier than the FZ09, and it has more power than FZ09, and it's like, you know, half the price, and it's still, the looks of it still hold up today too. So I'm like, you know what, that might be my main gal. Anybody who knows bikes knows SV1000 comes with like shitty old forks. Most of the money that Suzuki put into these bikes, they just put into the engine. So like suspension didn't really get much love. But then I found this example that had like 6,000,100 upgrades, all the way down to like a Brembo fucking master cylinder connected to some R6 brakes on some GSXR forks with some Racetech springs. This thing is destined to be on the track, dude. That's not how you cross the street, fucking dickhead. I'm like, yeah, I like this one because it has a lot of upgrades and shit. So I try to talk the guy down. He's like, I don't really want to go down because it's already as fucking steal for the amount of upgrades that this bike has. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I won't even try to like rustle your jimmies about it. I almost talked him down because I saw like the fork seals. Well, I did talk him down, actually, I'm lying. The fork seals were like mad leaky. which they still are. I have to replace the fork seals, and a little bit of like nitpicks here and there. And I'm like, well, would you take $200 less? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I started to feel bad because he started throwing extra shit in, like lithium-ion battery chargers and like the Scorpio alarm that's on his bike, which is fantastic. Like tools, he's giving me advice. He's giving me like links and shit. I'm like, you know what? Just take the fucking money. Take it all. So I gave him what he asked for, because respect goes a long way in these streets. Nice. Honda Rebel. Oh yeah. Much simpler days. Thank you for fucking waiting for me. I love you. Tell your fucking friend that.